What's new at Ulta? I have a bunch of drugstore, most drugstore actually, and then a little bit of like pro grade pricing. We have Fenty, we have Tarte. Let's jump in. I have a new foundation. This is by Makeup Revolution, and this is their IRL Filter Long Wear Foundation, and this retails for $13 US. I picked up 2 shades. I picked up F3 and F4, just, you know, who knows? But what is this? This is a filter in a bottle. It's supposed to be a medium to full buildable foundation with a soft focus, breathable matte formula. It's oil-free, shine-free, crease-proof, life-proof, and smudge-proof. Life-proof. I like that. Okay, so it also provides a 16-hour wear. It's cruelty-free and it's vegan, but it also has niacinamide in it for skincare. I was looking at how to use this, and they're saying to use your fingertips to get a light, soft matte finish and apply more layers to build up the coverage. It smells like fumes, paint fumes. It doesn't have a particular smell, but it smells like paint fumes. It doesn't have a fragrance. Okay, that's one full pump, and you can see actually how liquidy and spreadable it is. So let's take this on my face. Oh, that actually might be a nice color. Wow, this formula is very nice. Let's take the fingers. Why not? I can see why they're saying use your fingertips. Whoa. I mean, honestly, it's not that sheer, babe. That's a good medium coverage already. I just have my skincare underneath with SPF and everything like that, and I'm not using any kind of primer. Wow, that actually blended in really nice. I think maybe I'll go over with a sponge or a brush to help blend everything in, everything nicer and more seamless. I'm just gonna go in certain areas and do a very light layer to build up the coverage just a little bit more and work it especially towards the hairline, because I didn't really get my fingers around my hairline and right here around the ear. The only thing I don't like the smell. It smells like paint fumes, very light paint fumes, but I don't like the smell. Pretty impressed with the coverage and the color and the finish. And it looks really lightweight. I think just because I use my fingertips first to really kind of shear out the product just a little bit and make it a little bit more natural and kind of help blend in with my skin. And then just using my brush in those areas where I need more coverage and just to help blend everything in. But you do get a really nice soft matte finish with that glow still kind of popping from underneath from your skincare, from your natural oils. But it looks very, very soft and natural, and it feels really nice on the skin. It doesn't have a tacky finish. It doesn't have a powdery finish. It feels really nice. It actually reminds me of my tinted SPF by Paula's Choice, the one that I really, really love. It gives that really nice soft finish. Ooh, okay. So next we have eyeliners, and then we have this jelly eyeshadow from ColourPop. So the eyeliners are from MAC. This is their gel pencil eyeliner, their Color Excess line. $23 each. I picked up these 3 shades. We have yellow, which is called Permanentification. That's cute. Serial Monogamist, which I think it's a green, if I'm not mistaken. And then Glide or Die, which is their black. It's supposed to be a waterproof gel pencil eyeliner for 24 plus hours of wear on your lids and 12 hours of wear on your waterlines. All right, let's go with that. I think I'm gonna do yellow in the inner corner to the center, then the green, and then into black. Do like an faded ombre bumblebee situation, because bumblebees are Emirate's favorite right now. Let's do it. Let's do it. I do like the packaging, very sleek. It looks like you have to go multiple times over to get pretty good pigment. And I think you have to work one eye at a time just because it looks like it's setting and it's not going anywhere. Going to the green one now. I'm gonna take it all the way out to the outer corner. And then with the black, we're gonna create the actual wing. Oh, that's black. Let me get the yellow again. I'm gonna go over the green. I mean, they're pretty pigmented. Oh yeah, wow, these set fast. Oh my goodness. Go back to the green. Back to the yellow. It's kind of skipping when you go on top of each other. I applied some on my tight line, and I'm really curious to see if it's going to transfer to my waterline, which is what I don't want. I kind of had a little bit of an issue with these eyeliners on my lid. You have to work really, really quick, but the thing is, they're not really workable. You have to be extremely precise with them. But the thing is, even with the brush, they don't want to budge. Even as you apply it, you have a hard time blending them out. So you really kind of just have to work with the pencils without a brush. Another problem I found, that if you layer the product, it kind of likes to skip and it likes to create a patch. So you really have to press a little bit harder on top of the existing eyeliner to add or build layers. So it was a little bit hard to work with, but I'm hoping it's not gonna go anywhere just because it's set so fast. I'm thinking this will be a really good eyeliner for like waterline or tight lining, especially if it's just not going to budge and not go anywhere, but we will see. I do like the little pop of yellow. It's not too intense, but it's there. Something's a little bit there, you know? All right, let me show you this. I mean, barely any transfer. I almost forgot about the jelly eyeshadow. This is by ColourPop, and this is their Jelly Much Shadow. I picked up shade Mojave Moves. $9 each, and they have one more other shade. So this right here is an innovative water-based formula that delivers high impact color in a single swipe with a vibrant metallic finish. It says it's not supposed to crease, fade, or transfer. Oh, that's pretty. I did pick up the other shade. Let me swatch the other one. This is the other shade. Feels wet. Honestly, mix them together. Wow, they dry down fast. Let's do that. Let's apply a little bit of each. I'm gonna mix them together in the center. That's the color mixed together. Honestly, I like these a lot. These might be my favorite things so far. They're so simple, but they are a pop of glaziness on your eyes, that like wet metallic look. But the texture of them, I like that it's in a jelly form. That means the glitter is not going to go all over your face. Nope, I see no glitter on my face. It's only on my eyes where I want it to sit. Ooh, this is so pretty, so stunning. And they need to come out with more shades at Ulta, because these are beauties. Okay, let's move on to mascara finally. First one is by Mented Cosmetics, and this is their Long Live the Lash Mascara. I like the name, Long Live. $18 US. It's supposed to be a length and long lasting volume with a flake-proof, clump-free result mascara. The tube is a boar bristle type of a wand, but you can see the bristles are kind of scattered. There's some shorter ones and then some longer ones. So I'm hoping we get a nice volume with this. And the formula doesn't seem to be super, super wet, but it is a fresh tube. So I'm hoping it's not gonna be flaky. Let's do this right eye with the Mented Cosmetics mascara. We'll do the tips first, and then build my way down. It's a very lightweight formula. It's not clumpy. It's not as intense, but I think I like it. It's like a nice straightforward mascara. That wand is really nice. I think the wand is helping spread the mascara nicely, create length, lift. I think volume I have to build up. Okay, I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit, and let's move on to the second mascara, but so far it's actually really, really pretty. And then the next mascara is by Tarte. This is their Tartelet Tubing Mascara. This retails for $24 US, and this is their tubing mascara that's supposed to be like lash extensions in a tube. The 24-hour flake-free smudge proof longwear formula that's supposed to volumize, lengthen, and curl. Volumize, lengthen, and curl, and it's a tubing formula. Andrey actually was like, what's a tubing mascara? What's the difference between a tubing mascara versus like other regular or other mascara formulas like waterproof, whatever else? So it's essentially like a waterproof formula, but it's a lot easier to take off. It basically coats your lashes in like singular tubes around each lash, giving it that really nice length, especially the first thing is length, and then it's supposed to give you that volume, that curl, that lift, and it's not supposed to go anywhere. It's not supposed to give you raccoon eyes, it's not supposed to flake, it's not supposed to smudge, it's not supposed to transfer, but it's not a waterproof formula. You know what I mean? And this has the silicone rubber bristles. The bristles are super, super tiny. So I don't know if I'll be able to get volume with this. I think it more so is for lengthen and like curling and lifting instead of volume, but let's go for it. Let's go with the left eye. See, this one is just like coating every single lash. This one looks a little bit more wispy. They look similar enough. And with tubing mascaras, I like to layer very, very light and not heavy-handed because tubing formulas, they tend to weigh my lashes down very fast. I'm gonna let that do its thing. Let's go back to Mented and try to layer. Oh, okay, you can still layer, okay. It's not too crusty or crispy feeling. Okay, this one gave me separated, long, full, clump-free lashes. Pretty impressed. Wow, that looks pretty. There's a little bit of clumping right there, but it's not bad. Okay, so with the mascaras, I will say the Mented mascara, I think is performing a little bit better, but because they're different formulas, like I said, with the tubing mascara, if you layer too heavy or too fast, it can look a little clumpy, it can look a little drab, and it's kind of weighing my lashes down with the tartlet, even though I applied light layers. I like the Mented mascara a little bit more. Even my eyelashes, they feel lighter and more wispy, and they look a little bit more wispy with the Mented versus the Tarte. The Tarte, it's weighing my lashes down, and I can feel them, they're a little heavier. All right, concealer by Dominique Cosmetics. I've been really, really enjoying it. It has that metal tip for application. Use a brush to blend it out. I'm gonna set just underneath the lower lash line, also Dominique Cosmetics, in just a setting powder and translucent. Alrighty, next is by NYX. This is their Wonder Stick, a dual-ended face shaping stick. You have a contour and a highlight, both cream formulas, $14 US, and they have 8 shades to choose from, which is really awesome. You can see it's definitely more cool tone, so it's going to really define your face, but it's not gonna add a warmth. It's gonna add more dimension than warmth. Instead of drawing on my face, I'm just gonna take my Mario, their F1 brush, and really just work this into the brush. And I'm just gonna start stamping it where I want that definition. And I like doing this with a brush because I feel like I have more control instead of just swiping it on my face. And this just helps not disturb the product underneath, any kind of face base you're wearing. But I'm really liking this color. It's nice. It's not intense. I love that it's buildable. It's very user-friendly. Okay, before I use my powder products, I have one more by NYX, and this is their Wonder Stick for dual-ended cream blush. Also $14, and they have three shades, but each stick comes with 2 different blush tones. And what's really cool about this is you can actually contour with this blush instead of like a regular bronzer or a contour shade. I think it's like the new thing nowadays. People use blush to contour their face instead of bronzer or a contour. I think it's really cool. So on one side you have this really pretty baby pink. Whoa, that is creamy and pigmented. And then on the other side you have, I think they call it a light peach. Oh my, that is creamy and pigmented. So let's go first with the peachy color. And I'm actually just gonna use a brush. This is by e.l.f. their Putty Blush Brush, and work it into the brush, onto the tips. I'm gonna take it into my palms. Nope, I need a lot more. I'm gonna bring this color very close to my hairline and kind of bring it into my contour. Oh, that's pretty. Wow, that's pretty. I do have powder blushes, so I think I'm gonna skip the baby pink for today. That is so subtle and so natural looking. Oh my. It looks intense when you swatch it, but it's actually very, very friendly. Very easy to work with. It layers really nicely on top of that contour. Is that mascara flaking on me? Oh, she is. Do you see that? Flake and flake. I have, like I said, a new bronzer by L'Oreal. This is their 24-hour fresh wear bronzer, soft matte finish. It's supposed to be waterproof. Let's see how much it costs. $15.99, and they actually have a lot of shades. Wow. Okay, that's awesome. So this right here is light medium 300. Wow, that is buttery soft. That is buttery soft. Oh my, she's pigmented. Okay, that's light medium. I think I might actually really like light. We'll see. Kind of is not showing up. Let's go with light, and then if anything, I can just add light medium on top. Ooh, has a lot of kickback because it is super, super powdery. It's reminding me of the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I'm actually gonna use the mirror in here. Oh, that's pretty. It's giving like an airbrushed finish on top of these products. Wow, it's giving a really beautiful finish. I actually really like this color, light. It's giving a nice warmth, but it doesn't look orange. It doesn't look muddy. Wow, this mascara is flaking. What is happening? Sorry, I keep getting distracted because I keep seeing the flakes. Honey, what do we think of this bronzer? This is, wow, pretty.
Good, I like it.
Oh my goodness, all these cheek products, what is happening right now? They're so pretty. I think I might have found my new bronzer from the drugstore. Okay, let's move on to my powder blush by Benefit. How stunning are these? These are so pretty. These are the wonderful World Silky Soft Powder Blush. Did I say they're $29 each? So it's supposed to be sweat proof, humidity proof, smudge proof, and it also contains freshwater pearl and synthetic sapphire for a luminous, light reflecting glow. And these do have a scent. It's the same scent as the dandelion blush. It's just very clean. It's very pretty. The scent is nice. So if you're not into scented products, this might not be for you, or the L'Oreal one. But that is so pretty. That is layered nice on top. It's just adding nice airbrush finish to the cheeks. It's adding a little bit more pop of color on top of that cream, but it's a very similar color. Oh, that is really pretty. I do like Benefit blushes. And this does have a little bit of a sheen to it, but you can't really see the glitter on the cheeks. It's just very, very subtle. Last but not least, we have Lip by Fenty Beauty. This is their Poutsicle Hydrating Lip Stain, $24 and they have only 4 shades as of right now. It's supposed to be a lip stain that goes on glossy and leaves behind a soft tint, delivering instant hydration for an effortless, low maintenance look. I wiped it off and that's the stain of the 3 shades. I'm gonna use the Mai Tai today just because I think it's gonna look good with this look. So it says, apply 1 layer in the center of the lips, working outwards. Okay, so this formula, super, super lightweight. It feels like a nice stain, but also has that glossy, non-tacky, non-sticky feeling. Wow, this is probably gonna be very easy to forget you have anything on your lips. I'm going to blot my lips because I want more of that stain effect. Oh, that is so pretty. Oh my, that is stunning. It literally looks like I was eating popsicles. All right. Favorite products so far, the ColourPop eyeshadow, the L'Oreal bronzer, both of the NYX dual ended products, the cream products, the blushes, and the contour slash highlight, even though I didn't use a highlight and I don't want to use it right now. This right here, the blush, and then the Fenty. All right, I'm gonna leave it here. I'm gonna keep you guys updated, see what we're looking like, how we're working with this product, or how the products are working together, and I'll see you in a little bit. Hello, I'm doing the one and only update. I was taking some updates throughout the day, but I wasn't talking much just because either the kids were kind of having a little meltdown or music was playing. So the very first video, that's several hours after the initial makeup, and I just really wanted to see what the makeup looked like in natural light, in direct sunlight, and it looked really pretty. It looked very soft, very airbrushed, but a lot of pigment still going on. I really like how this makeup wore today. Really impressed. Even now, I like the way my skin is looking. It's looking very soft. It's looking still airbrushed. I can still see all the cheek products. I still see the eyeliner. I still see the eyeshadow. A little bit even of the lip. I'm pretty impressed that the lip is still there. And then after dinner, you can see the way it wore down. It wore down pretty uneven. I think it looks better now than it did right after dinner. This is the most flattering lip stain that I've tried recently, the way it's wearing down, because it looks pretty. It looks like my lips are stained. It looks like I have a little bit of lip liner. Moving on to the face, which is the most important for the complexion. I think it looks still pretty good. I think a lot of it has come off on the forehead just because you can see how shiny and dewy it really is, and it feels pretty dewy. Today was really hot and really humid, and like I said, I went swimming towards the evening, so a little bit of, water and sweating kind of took a lot of that foundation off the forehead, but I'm really impressed the way my skin looks right here. It looks still pretty even on the chin. It looks like a lot came off, but it looks like it wore down really even. My skin doesn't feel dry. It doesn't feel super oily except on the forehead, but I'm pretty impressed. The pores still look pretty good. Yes, you can see wear, you can see cracking and just moving of the foundation, but overall, I am actually really impressed with the way it wore in the heat and then also in the pool. I didn't dunk my face in the pool, but getting a little bit of a splashing of water on my face from like Emre and Andrey, but I will say I'm very, very, very happy and so excited about all the cheek products that I used. The eyeliners, I've been thinking about it as I've been wearing it through the day. I like that the eyeliner didn't transfer to my lower waterline. I still see it on my tight line, but I was getting a little bit sensitive throughout the day, especially when I was going from outside to inside and then looking at the sun. My eyes were feeling a little irritated and sensitive, and I think it was definitely because of the eyeliner, because it's in my tight line. I like them, but I don't love them. I think there are better formulas out there at the drugstore that last all day long, but they're still creamy enough and they still give you that blendability and workability to blend it all together, and then they set. And then the mascaras, in my opinion, the Mented mascara wore better than the Tarte. The Tarte has been flaking all day long. It's been transferring to the lower lash line, like I showed you guys, I think in the second or the first update in the video. And I see a little bit of transfer on the Mented side, but it's not as bad or it's not as noticeable as the Tarte. And I'm pretty disappointed because the Tube mascara is not supposed to flake, it's not supposed to transfer or smudge, and it's doing all of that. And I think my eyelashes look better on this side versus this side. But I'm gonna leave it here. I'm just so excited that I found some phenomenal contour product, some blushes, especially cream formulas. I love my cream formulas. I love them all year round because they're so user-friendly. They're so easy to use. They're so blendable, and they work with most every base product and other products that I like to wear year round. So I'm so excited that I found some at the drugstore or more of a wallet-friendly price. And there's so many different shades to choose from for my contour and my blush. And also excited about that L'Oreal powder bronzer. I'm so excited. So excited and so happy that those actually worked out, and I can't wait to keep playing with them. But I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you for watching, spending time with me, and I'll see you in the next one very soon.